So where are my beautiful assistants? There, all right, so you don't yet even know what you're doing, but you'll figure it out. So I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with this. We're going to play a game. I know that not all of you went to university in Hamilton, so hopefully you'll be familiar with Never Have I Ever. If you're not, it's usually a drinking game where someone says a thing that they've never done, and the people who have done that thing will take a drink. But I didn't feel like passing a tequila bottle around was very COVID-friendly, so instead, it's spooky season. After all, we've got some Halloween candy there, which you can grab some handfuls for. My lovely assistants will distribute it around the room for you to grab some handfuls of. Technically, there's no eating in this building. Please be a tidy Kiwi and hide all your wrappers, and we'll pretend we were never here. All right, so this is a drinking game about security awareness, everyone's favorite topic for a Friday afternoon. And I'm uncannily apt to speak about security awareness because I've been doing security awareness training since before security awareness was a thing. I was a digital literacy librarian decades ago for a long time. I used to teach teens how to change all their privacy settings in Facebook, and then I used to teach their moms how to use Facebook so that the teens would have a reason to use their knowledge about privacy settings. So I used that to leverage my way into security, which means that I've done a lot of work in security awareness, writing, presenting. I've been involved in 4 different e-learning products. I was even a voiceover artist for a Red Panda once. So trust me when I say security awareness doesn't work, which is not to say we shouldn't do it. I think it's more important than ever, but the way we currently do it does not protect us from growing threats. Security statistics are all nonsense and made up by marketing departments, but generally speaking, they all come out around the same figure that somewhere around 80 or 90% of successful security incidents are a result of humans being exploited. Because people are people. They are vulnerable in very special and interesting ways, and they will continue to be so, and people will continue to make it their day job to exploit that. But the way we teach security awareness is not keeping up with this growing threat, because we still do something that I like to call no touchy fishy. I just need to leave that long enough for the best GIF in the world. What do I mean by no touchy fishy? You'll know it when you see it, especially if you've ever worked for a university. Yeah, hot mess. You've probably seen some variant of this in your life of just here are some bad things. If you spot any of these bad things, that's a bad sign. Don't touch that email. The problem is that all of these things that we're telling people are signs of nefarious activity are also quite often, more often, signs of something perfectly innocent. And when you go around telling people that things that could be perfectly normal and safe are actually signs of some great conspiracy against them, you sound like a conspiracy nut. So here is the drinking game. Has everybody got some candy? Did anyone grab a handful there? All right. So who here is prepared to say that never have I ever sent someone an email with a link in it? All right. Yeah. Never have I ever sent someone an email demanding that they do something urgently. Like, I'm a consultant, it's literally my job to send people emails and say, can you do that thing, please? You said you would do that thing, can you please do that thing? Has anyone ever just sent out an email? Never have I ever sent an email with a typo, with some bad grammar, that got someone's name wrong. Yeah, these are things that we do all the time, and just telling people, oh, just look out for those things. If you spot those things, it's a sign of a bad email is useless because people see those all the time, and they get used to those things being things that people will do all the time. no touchy-fishy doesn't work. Here's an example, from a real security awareness program of a real fake email. A real email out there telling people, hi, I'm from the Dropbox. I'm going to shut your account if you don't click this link. It's very urgent. The problem is I've seen this email before in my own inbox from the real Dropbox. And if you didn't have a side-by-side comparison, if you didn't know what to look for, would you really be able to tell the difference? And it's got a link there, It's got this urgent click now, we'll lose everything, it's terrible. In fact, with this big, scary, bold text there telling you 15 days. I think this one actually kind of is a bit more of a scammy vibe than the fake one. And, I know what to look for. I've seen the security awareness training, and I know that, real people out there don't know the difference between a CDN link and a bad link. They don't know the difference between, it's not coming from the right sender, and, we just couldn't get MailChimp to work properly, so we just kind of used this other thing from our other domain. They don't know the difference. And so they slowly learn over time that, don't worry about that, that's probably fine, because real companies I see are doing that all the time. So the way that we're teaching people security awareness doesn't work, because they can't tell what to do with the information we're giving them. And blaming them for not getting it, saying that, the user is stupid, it's a PEBCAC error, it doesn't help them to improve their behavior. And the good news is that we can change behavior. We can make security actionable. We just need to change the way that we do it. And we need to start by, we need to stop doing security awareness, because awareness is a very small part of learning, and it's only the first part. Knowing is the start. You need to build on that knowledge and get to the point that people are able to action it, change their behavior. And I'm not going to dwell on this because this is meant to be a lightning talk and this is meant to be fun, but there's a lot of different things you can do to create an environment where people can build on their learning and put it into action, change their behavior in ways that will ultimately make your organization more secure, which is actually the goal of security awareness training. And I want to rush through a few of them. I don't want to dwell on them, but just to look at a couple of the things that we can do in security awareness programs to make them better, to make them actionable. We can make it safe to make mistakes. And I'm not just talking about psychological safety, although that's very important. Please make sure that you're not too hungover so that you can come see Sarah's talk tomorrow morning about creating cultures where it is safe. It's going to be awesome. I'm also talking about creating an environment with the technical tools that you have so that the people aren't the last line of defense. They're the first line of defense, but you've got other things in there that are going to tell if they did open that email or click on that link or put in their details and try to minimize the impact of that. And when you've got those tools in place, people should know about the tool catching a thing. We should actually be giving them that feedback in real time so that they see, oh, okay, that one there that I saw then was a scam, and I did get caught out by it. Cool, now I know what to look for, instead of one that's an abstract example in that training that I do once a year. This needs to be something that people are practicing in little incremental bits all the time so that they get the hang of it. And we need to treat people as more than just users. I don't really like that word, we use it a lot. I find myself using it even though I try very hard not to. And part of this is the corollary of people need lots of practice to get good at things is people also need rest. They can't be constantly bombarded and they can't be constantly demanded. You need to be hyper-vigilant to threats all the time. And if you're not, it's going to be terrible and everything is going to go wrong and it's your fault. That's not a conducive environment for learning. So use the tools that are available to you to reduce the number of those it's so obvious even a computer can spot it scammy emails that people receive, that websites they might be exposed to. But also, if there's one thing we can all do that doesn't require any fancy tooling, as part of our security awareness training. It is this. Okay, here is some advice. I don't know if anyone recognizes this. Does anyone remember around middle of this very long year when New Zealand Police announced that they'd had a breach with a third-party provider that they'd used for some market data, and they put out this advice, and it's good advice. Like, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with this advice. The reason that this particular press release got lightly mocked is that it came out literally 2 days after this article, in which it had been revealed that New Zealand Police had sent an email to everyone in the firearms license database saying, "Hi, police here. Random firearms holder, can you please send us an email that says what guns you have, where are the guns, how are they secured, love the police, P.S. this is definitely us." And to their credit, a lot of farmers got this email and alerted New Zealand Police to it by ringing up 105 and saying, hey, I think you've been hacked. And I mean, I don't want to pick on New Zealand Police with this example because this is a really common thing. Organizations that are definitely doing security awareness training, like Microsoft. I'm sure that the staff at Microsoft, maybe Sarah can tell me, get some security awareness training once a year that will have some things in it like, legitimate companies will never send you an email with some generic greeting. I'm sure that IRD are giving all their staff annual training that's telling them, don't trust a message that comes from a random address. In fact, they have tips on their website. They're like, spot a scam pretending to be the ID, and it says it's going to come from some random address you don't recognize, like some short code SMS number. Cool. Also, again, with the no name. Hi, IRD here, your mates. This is from a university department's IT help pages, and I know that if it's an IT department at a university, they're putting out the annual security awareness training, and they're saying, oh, hey, don't worry, if you want to download software and it gives you this warning, like, just click, yes, it's fine, I trust it from wherever it's from. I know they're getting security awareness that's telling them, never download anything, you don't know where it's been. And, I mean, banks definitely are getting security awareness training because the PCI Council is saying, hey, we've got a box, we want you to check it. Give everyone training once a year and tell them to look out for suspicious things. And, the staff there are giving people advice like, don't use password managers, it's bad because it means you're writing passwords down. Yeah, I don't want to mock any of these people who sent these messages because they were trying their best, because whoever is in charge of that security awareness program did not turn around and say, okay, you're not just users. We need to train you as the people who are creating the content, sending the messages, to not do the things that we are telling people that legitimate companies would never do. If we want to help people to spot the real scams in a way that's not going to overwhelm and consume them and turn them into lunatic conspiracy nuts like us, we need to start teaching them to not send these messages. That's one thing we can do as part of the security awareness programs that maybe we're providing them or contributing to the content of them or recommending that other people do as consultants. This is one thing we can all do differently right now to make the world a more secure place, to help people to reduce the false positives that make people a little bit complacent, and make it a little bit harder for people to spot the scams amid the real emails in their inbox. So that's my only takeaway that I want to leave you with today, apart from please be a tidy pukeko. Thank you all.